I realized that whenever we're trying to work towards a goal, or we set a personal challenge for ourselves, or whatever we're working on, right? I've noticed that today is day 11 of posting every day on YouTube, and I realized two things. One, I'm inadvertently building a body of work by putting out thoughts and putting out perspectives and putting out ideas, but I'm also building a body of proof. And it's a body of proof that I can keep showing up even when I'm tired, even when things are not great. And also that it's not as hard to stay consistent if you just have some semblance of idea of what you want. And by doing that, by just going through that process, you realize you can do it messy. You realize that you can do little things here and there. You realize that it doesn't have to be hard. Yeah, I'm tired. I went to work today and I have other responsibilities and I need to cook dinner and I've got all these things going on. But when you can keep showing up when you do the weird thing. Like today, it was just really busy, really hectic, but I found little ways to get in movement and walking around, and I made my step count. And I'm super tired, and I was like, I just got out of the shower a little bit ago, and I was like, I don't know if I really want to record, and I just hit record. Because I know that just by showing up and by embracing the process itself, by really tuning into what you can learn along the way, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter that it's messy. It doesn't matter that you're not hitting every, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not hitting necessarily every thing that you want to do. I can't think of the word, but everything that you want to do that day. It's not that. It's not that. It's all the things that you learn. It's all the little tools, the little tricks, the little things that you pick up. And it's very personal, right? So it's hard to really define. But as we show up, we learn more. We learn more about ourselves. We learn more about our thought process. We learn more about our creativity. We learn how we can navigate a lot of things that may seem kind of challenging. But if we're willing to do it messy and we're willing to just show up and just see what happens, see what spills out of your mouth, pick up a pencil and a takeout napkin and just start doodling and see what happens, you know? Maybe you're not getting in a workout specifically, but maybe there are weird things you can do throughout the day that still add up to and go towards the goal, right? We're moving the needle. We're not being perfect. We're not nailing anything a lot of days, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we're still working towards it. And through the process is where the real tea is. That's where you really find out all the nuances, you know? And I think about a lot of times too. Actually, I'll just use the example of YouTube because that's where we are and that's, is I'm finding that I'm learning little tricks here and there as I go. And that's actually more valuable than me sitting down and just pouring myself into all this education and all this learning and all of these things, because it's through the doing that you figure out what it is that you actually want, even on a deeper level. So no matter what you're working on, no matter what the goal is, do it messy, embrace the process, truly, because there's so much more to be learned in the trial and error. There's so much more to be learned in showing up and seeing what happens. There's just so much. And I know this is just kind of a quick one today, but I really, really want to impress that upon anyone doing anything, if this resonates. Maybe you're changing careers, you're starting a job. Take the 5-minute, 10-minute break and just work on like a block of your resume, or work on just scribbling down ideas for a potential business. Whatever your goal is in life, you can work around whatever's really going around, or excuse me, whatever's going on in life. And you can do all sorts of cool stuff in these little moments throughout the day. And again, it doesn't have to be much, but it needs to be just enough to spark your mind, right? To get curious about it, to think about what it could be like if you just take these little morsels of time, these little tiny bits of energy, and just see what happens as it adds up as you go. And that, I don't know, personally, that has honestly taken me farther in so many different aspects of life. And I think that's why I don't really care about, a lot of people come on to like YouTube to be like, to make a whole bunch of money or to be famous or what. I just want to see what will happen. I really do. And there's this book, I don't have it with me, but it's this book by Austin Kleon called Show Your Work. And I've been kind of thumbing through it. And it's really interesting because basically just by sharing your process, by sharing what you're up to and how you're approaching things can really help other people. The end product is cool, like the before and after, that's cool. But the process is almost always the most interesting. And so I think that I don't think we embrace the process enough. Even still, even though like I feel like I see a lot of a fair amount of content geared towards that. But sometimes we just need to see it multiple times from multiple people for it to stick. And I think that's kind of why I really wanted to make this particular video today, was just be encouraging that it's going to be like progress is not linear, but we can chip away and we can make it a little easier for ourselves to do that, because otherwise we may never get there. We may never have the time. We may never have like a certain amount of resources or whatever it takes. And it doesn't have to hustle. We're just moving the needle. The hustle doesn't need to be there, really, because that'll just lead to burnout, So finding the balance between just inching away, just chipping away little bits, and time's going to pass either way, So we're just making the best of it as we go. But I'm starting to lose light, actually. I got to go back inside. I was going to film this inside, but my girls, oh my God, you guys. I left the lid off the catnip, and my girls are having a party inside. I'm like, I can't. Dude, they're just like running around like crazy. I think that's partially also I wanted to like run out to my car so I could just kind of miss a lot of whatever damage they're doing. Anyway, I hope this was helpful in some way, and do the weird thing. Do the thing that you're like, this isn't going to work, but you never know. Just give it a shot. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Maybe nothing, but then you'll know. Anyway, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.